Hey everyone, I hope you are all well and welcome to another income report video. If you're new here, I'm Nat and I make videos about making money with KDP and print on demand. And in this video, I'm going to share with you my royalties from my low and medium content books from Amazon KDP. So I actually have a really nasty cold right now and I'm feeling really rough, but I didn't want to miss putting out this video. And so it's Friday right now as I'm doing this and as I'm recording it, and I'm going to try and get this done with absolutely minimal editing so that I can actually get it out to you. So apologies in advance for any ums and ahs and rambling and stuff like that. So let's just get on with the video and I will try and make it short and sweet. So how was your January? Let me know in the comments if you saw my last income report, which I will link to above in the corner somewhere. You'll know that December was quite steady throughout the month, really strangely. The month was very similar day to day in December, which is really odd. So if December was kind of predictable in that way, January was the complete opposite. January was really up and down, and there was even a reporting delay, which I'm sure most of you are all aware of, that seemed to last about 24 hours where there weren't any sales. But they rectified that a bit later on, and they didn't seem to mention it, I don't know if they ever mentioned it, but they did rectify it and the sales appeared over gradually. But anyway, despite the fact that it was quite irregular and up and down and so on, I had a really, really good month. With the type of books that I do tend to do well in January. I know some people find that it's a lot quieter. For me, it's one of the best months that I have. So quite aside from KDP, I've spent the last couple of weeks working quite long hours and trying to restart my Etsy shop. I had a shop ages ago, which I sold print-on-demand products for, and it was connected to Printful, and I used to sell t-shirts and stuff like that. But I have switched it up to something completely different, changed my name, rebranded the whole thing and everything, and I've been spending a lot of time trying to create listings, and finally it is up and running. And I've been absolutely loving doing something new and having that like new feeling of a brand new business. So it's just been something completely different, which I absolutely love. So I hope I will get to talk about that at some point on YouTube as well. But right now I have very few listings and next to no one visiting my shop. It's like crickets. So, but I will keep you updated on that. Obviously it's very early days, but anyway, yeah, I'm really enjoying doing something new and actually working really hard. I've been working quite long hours. I have considered maybe starting to do income reports with Etsy because it might be interesting for people who are brand new to see how someone does as a complete beginner. I've also done a couple of courses, which I'm happy to tell you about if you're interested in that as well. There's one in particular that I've been doing. I'm not an affiliate for them, but it is a great course. I mean, it's incredibly in depth. There's so much in there. And there's a second one that I did a while ago, which I am an affiliate for, which is also equally amazing. Okay, so let's just move on now. Okay, so in January, I made $9,589. And you can see how kind of up and down it is in comparison to December, which I'll show you in a second as well. But yeah, my highest day was nearly $800, as you can see, and the lowest was $160, apart from January the 1st, because that was like $20. And it was really surprising because it was a lot more than the previous year, which I'll also show you in a second. So I think it was nearly $3,000 different to last January. Which is huge. You can't predict these things because I've had other months where they've been a bit less than the previous year. So it's not consistently that my months have always been higher. And I definitely wasn't expecting it in January. I was expecting it to be less than November, and it wasn't. It was more than November because I think November was 7,000 something. Let me know in the comments if you were surprised by your January. So as you can see, this was the previous January and this came to 6,690, so a considerable amount less last January in comparison. And by comparison, the December, I believe I made short, just not too far off 9,000 last December, Is that right? Yeah, so I'm trying to think. Yeah, so it was quite a lot different. The January was quite different to December, whereas this year it was only about £1,000, sorry, £1,000, $1,000 different to the December. So I've just popped onto my ads dashboard to show you what I spent last month. This is Canada that I'm on right now, and I actually spent $248, but the ACOS was 30%, so it was a bit unprofitable. And partly this was because I started a new ad campaign and it just didn't work. This is one that worked on other platforms, so it's worked well in the US, it's worked well in the UK, but for whatever reason, no matter what I did, it was just really overspending, and I was finding it too difficult to optimize. So in the end, I spent a certain amount, and I actually switched it off anyway. So I haven't managed to kind of figure that one out yet, but I've switched it off, and as a result, that really took up my cost quite a lot higher, and I ended up spending a lot more in Canada than I did on the other platforms. And I also was a bit neglectful towards the second half of the month. I just didn't really look at my ads, I think, until yesterday or so, when I was writing up the income report. I hadn't even looked at my ads for about 5 days. So that's quite a long time to not even track things. But I knew that on the whole, I didn't have too much running. So yeah, I took a risk. But anyway, so I spent $248 and the ACOS was 30%. So in the US, I only spent $77. The ACOS was 15%, so it was very low. I just didn't have that much running at the moment, so I need to go back and look at that. Some things that had been working before were overspending, so I just switched them off. And in the UK, I spent £136, and the ACOS was 18%, which is really good as well. But again, I didn't have too much going on, so I need to go back and have a look at that and see what else I can do. So my total ad spend in January was $431 in US dollars once you've changed all the currencies, and then I do get a 20% VAT charge, which means it comes to $517. $500, I'm fine with that, except that I did overspend in Canada and really didn't spend very much at all in the UK or the US in January. So I need to start looking at my ads again. I've been a bit slack as far as even looking at them. I haven't been looking at them, I should say, as much as I should. So the total profit in January, so that's 9,589 minus the ads and tools, so that comes to around 8,972. So I'm incredibly pleased with it. So yeah, no idea how February is going to be. I personally don't have very many things relating to Valentine's. I don't know if I have any relating to Valentine's Day actually, but I know some people do really well with that. So yeah, I'll just have to see how it goes. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it at that today. I will try and get another video out to you by Friday next week. And I hope you've had an amazing January too. Please do let me know in the comments how you're doing and how it's all been going for you recently. And that's all for now. So have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend, and I will speak to you again very soon.